Welcome back to the Bluechip Breakdown, Vols fans. I'm your host, Bull. Happy World Series Saturday to everybody. I don't know about y'all, but I had a whole lot of trouble sleeping last night. I woke up very early this morning from the anticipation of this game. It's no real nerves, okay? I don't know if y'all nervous or not, but please let me know how you feel on a scale of 1 to 10 in confidence that Tennessee's just going to win this first game. I'm not going to put a whole lot on y'all out the gate. We don't have to talk about the whole series, but just this opening game, and we know that's going to be very important. If we win this one, then we have the opportunity to close it out tomorrow. That's where I'm at. I'm on in like a freaking 11. I feel great about it. I love how this matchup looks for all volunteers, and we will kind of go through the matchup today. I know that y'all need something to get y'all to 7:30 tonight. The game will be on ESPN, 7:30 Eastern time, and it should be a whole lot of fun, man. I think that our Vols are going to show out and be very dominant. We also need to talk a little bit about Jadon Perlotte and Isaiah Gibson on their, well, one of them is on an OV to UGA, and then the other one is just kind of out there, maybe trying to figure out what's going on with the NIL. We'll talk just a little bit about that as well. And we also will be going live today at 1:55 p.m. Eastern time for Charles House's announcement. Right now, it is between us, Alabama, and UGA. Feel really good about our volunteer chances, and we hope that y'all can join us for that. But please, as always, y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. All right, so first and foremost, let's talk about the World Series matchup tonight. We've kind of gone through these before if you've watched our videos earlier this week, but we'll just skim through it real quick, okay? So us versus Texas A&M, the batting average, we're number 17. They're number 49, so we get the win right there. On base percentage, we're number 22. They're number 18. They get the win right there. All this stuff is going to be slight. If you're not just looking at the actual rankings, but if you look at the individual numbers, and you can see just how evenly matched these two teams are. Slugging percentage, we're number 2, they're number 10. Home runs per game, we're number 2, they're number 7. And then stolen bases per game, we're number 246, and then they're number 114. ERA, we're number 6, they're number 4. Like we talked about before, this is going to be, I believe, the first team that we faced all World Series, maybe even all tournament, that's got a lower ERA or a better ERA than we do. So that's going to definitely be very interesting. Can our bats hold up? I think that they can. Fielding percentage, we are number 38 and they're number 32. All right, now for a closer look at this matchup. This is from FridayStarters.com. I love the way that they have this thing broken down. And right here we have the lineups for each team. What I love about this is at the top, you can see their season average. And then right up under that, you can see what their batting average is for the past 30 days. I think that that's very telling. You see right here that Blake Burke is playing like a man on fire. And I think that, really our entire lineup looks good. There's a couple of guys that kind of need to pick it up, but I am expecting for them to do just that today. Now, looking at Texas A&M, the player that really stands out to me is going to be Jadon Kent playing at second base. His batting average for the season is a lot lower than what it is over the past 30 days. So he's stepping up in these big moments, and he's batting 8th. So I think that that should tell you a whole lot about how deep their lineup is. And they are very patient at the plate. So we're going to do a really good job of making sure that we're throwing them strikes. And in just a second, we will take a look at our pitchers. Now, right here, Jadon Kent, the guy who I was just talking about, you're seeing that he has hit 3 home runs in 97 at-bats. That's a little bit less than 3% of the time he's hitting home runs. I don't know how much that, I don't know how good of an average that is in baseball, but I would say that it's probably not a player that we're going to be too concerned about hitting the, long ball on us all the time. So now the guy that we're probably going to be trying to pitch around, but he is doing a really good job of getting on base. And as we are coming all the way down, and y'all can just pause this at your own leisure if you want to take a look at anything that's going on right here with all of the positions. But what I want to take a look at right here are the starting pitchers. Now, Chris Stamos, we believe, will be getting the start for us today. And then A.J. Causey usually comes in shortly thereafter. So I don't think that Stamos has pitched a full first inning. Maybe he's done that once throughout all of the World Series tournament. Will Tony V stay consistent with that? I'll say this just from all my time playing sports and being around the players and the coaches. It's not so much of superstition, but if you see that something's not broke, you don't try to fix it. So you just kind of stick with what's been working for you. So Stamos might only pitch, maybe that first inning, and then we can expect for A.J. Causey to come in. And then we can see our other starters. Drew Beam will probably get in the start for us tomorrow. And then as we're taking a look at Texas A&M, they're probably going to have Ryan Prager starting today. Now, I don't know who they started in last game to know if that's how the rotation is going to go, but that is what I am projecting. He's got the best ERA of all their starters. I think that you want to come out with your best foot forward. Obviously, this is win or go home. I mean, this is for all the marbles. It's more than win or go home. This is everything. So probably going to be starting off with Ryan Prager. And if you're taking a look at Justin Lampkin and also Tanner Jones, their ERAs are not great. So we can get off to a good start versus Texas versus Texas A&M today. And that's what I expect for us to do. And let's come on down to the bullpen as well. We already know about Kirby. He's probably going to get, a little bit of playing time, maybe today. If not today, then for sure tomorrow. And then we've also got Nate Snead and we've got Aaron Combs. I mean, I trust those guys for sure. You can see that the ERAs are extremely consistent with our players. Now on down to Texas A&M. Really good ERAs right here, especially this guy, Evan Oschenbeck. He looks really, really good. A 1.54 ERA. I'm curious to see how we're going to bat versus him, but I think that we can do it, y'all. I feel very confident and comfortable with us going up to the plate versus anybody that Texas A&M is going to be throwing at us. I'm not too concerned about any of that at all. But again, let me know y'all's thoughts down in the comment section. And now let's take a little bit of a closer look at the individual statistics for Texas A&M. Right here, Braden Montgomery will not be playing versus us in this series, okay? He is out. Now, he's got 27 homers on the season, 85 RBIs, and he's got a batting average of 322. He might be their best player, so that helps us out tremendously. But you can see that they've got a lot of other guys that can play ball for sure, that can hit. They're very, very patient at the plate. Our pitching staff is going to have to find ways to throw strikes at him. They're not going to be swinging at a whole bunch of crap. That's something I feel like our team needs to do the same thing with. Like, we need to be more patient at the plate. I hope that we don't get that one umpire that we had earlier, in the World Series, that his strike zone was just extremely, extremely small. I want to get an umpire that is going to make this into a game that these players have to go up there and swing the daggum bat. That makes it a lot more fun, and that obviously would favor us tremendously. Now, as you're just kind of looking at their pictures, I've had this up for just a second, but look at the ERAs, okay? These guys, I mean, they've got several guys that can most definitely, they've got some really good ERAs. They've got some really, really good pitchers. And we won't talk too much about everyone, but they are pretty deep in their bullpen, just like we are, okay? But I think that we do have the edge in batting. I would not be surprised to see us come out and hit a few home runs today. And just in looking at this matchup on paper, it does look like, it's going to be a really good matchup, okay? This is a really, really good baseball team. Obviously, that's why they are meeting us in the finals. But I still think that Tennessee's game matches up very well versus Texas A&M. That's just the way that I feel. I think that they're going to throw us strikes, and I think that we're going to take great advantage of that. We did beat them before 7-4 in the SEC tournament, but you can kind of take that with a grain of salt. I think this is a whole new series, and it's a whole new situation. It kind of looked like Texas A&M didn't want to win that SEC tournament, and we, I wouldn't say that we were straining very hard to do it, but we didn't mind winning it, right? Like we said, hey, let's just keep on playing because we need to stay hot. We have gotten even hotter, I would say, as a team from top to bottom. We are used to this venue. Okay, we're going to do a really good job fielding today. The pitching should be lights out. But what I love about this team is that we've got the best player in college baseball leading off for us. It's all about, getting that early edge. And he's going to set the tone for this entire team and give us some confidence going out there. Hopefully, he's going to be able to get on base. And, if he doesn't, I know that he's going to fight at the plate. We've also got Blake Burke right behind him, Billy Amick right after him, so on and so forth. It's a great lineup, and we're playing with a whole lot of confidence. To me, that is what is going to give us the edge in this series. I'm expecting for our Volunteers to go out here and win this game today. I have us winning by several runs, and then I have us winning it again tomorrow to close it out. I don't know if it's going to be, a complete and total blowout, but I do think that today we're going to make it look very, very easy, and I cannot wait to get this thing started. But let's go ahead and move on to a little bit of recruiting. All right, and we won't be spending too much time on this today, but I will let y'all know that it sounds like the OVs are going great so far. That is exactly what we want to hear, obviously. I feel like we could end up having a couple of commitments coming up out of this visit this weekend. That's going to be huge. Now, on to the players that have already visited us. Number one, Jadon Perlotte. He's one that we were speculating on. Is he going to be going down to UGA this weekend for his official visit? He did. I'm just going to give y'all some of my thoughts, okay, because I've kind of, known them for some time. And I'll say this, like I've said before, I believe that Jadon grew up as a UGA fan. Obviously, he's been committed to them for a very long time, I think since 2022. His father is from that Athens area. And him going down on this visit maybe could kind of stir up the pot just a little bit. But what I will tell y'all, again, just like I told y'all yesterday, this is going to ultimately come down to, is Jadon and his family making a business decision, or are they going to be going with their hearts? I'll tell you what I know about them, that they are very business oriented. They are all about that business. So I kind of lean more towards, at the end of the day, this is probably just going to be a business decision. If it is, it favors Tennessee heavily. I don't think that there's any question about that. Now, Jadon is a player, and this is something that I've kind of seen in some different spots that's been speculated on is UGA still pursuing Jadon, and is that why he's kind of opening things up? That's not the case at all. Jadon has been visiting people since last season. I can tell you that for sure. I mean, he has kind of been flirting around with a lot of different programs without question. And even before I thought that he would be coming to Tennessee, I'm kind of encouraging him, hey, go to that school, like go to that school instead of going to UGA, because I know how good of a player he is going to be. And there's no reason that UGA would not be pursuing him very heavily. I mean, he's an absolute and total stud. I'm telling y'all, he is the real deal. And he would mean a lot to us if we could land him. Now, UGA, okay, they've got a whole lot of really good linebackers, and I'm not saying that Jadon can't go up there and compete with those guys, because I know that he can. But if you're talking about almost for sure having an opportunity to play early on 3 different levels, you can do that with our volunteers. You can win championships with our volunteers. You're probably going to be making a lot more money in NIL with our volunteers as well. So from top to bottom, if it comes down to business, I feel very confident with this one. I think that Jadon will end up coming home to our volunteers. And if he doesn't, then it's just, it's just a decision that his family made with their hearts. And I'm cool with that. I'm not going to be mad at him if he does choose Georgia by any means. But just, for us as volunteer fans, this is not one that I will be too concerned about at all. Just unless Georgia changes everything that they've been doing, if they switch some things over, then maybe, it could work out as a better business decision to go there. But I don't, again, like we talked about before with Coach Tony V, when things have been working for you, you don't tend to switch it up. And I can tell you, Kirby Smart is somebody that is so full of himself. UGA as a program, they're so cocky, like over the top cocky. They think that they're Nick Saban and all that. Like, they're going to do what they do. A lot of things are not going to be changed probably until after this season. And then at that point, we may start to, run into some trouble. But I feel good about Jadon so far. Now, the next player is going to be Isaiah Gibson. He was supposed to be going on to Oklahoma this weekend for an OV, but he did actually make it down to Athens. And like we talked about, he probably sat down and talked NIL with them. Don't know how long it's going to be staying, probably just for like that day. Come down with his agent, with his family, kind of talk turkey some, and then see where that conversation leads you. I haven't heard about him committing or anything like that. I think that he has, or I think he's going to be announcing maybe next month. Okay, so we'll see what happens, but I feel good about it, right? Like, if he does not leave from there committed to UGA, then we still have the opportunity to counter offer. If NIL is a big factor to him, then you already know his agent is going to say, hey, look, we're going to play money ball here. Like, we're going to, we're going to keep on going back and forth and seeing if we can get higher and higher NIL deals. That's just the nature of the beast right now with college football. It's kind of like professional football. So that right there at least gives us another opportunity with him. I was never really too concerned about him going down there. But again, y'all, I don't know if he's still on campus down there in Athens, but I would have to say he probably has already left. If it's not an OV, I mean, the chance of him, getting a hotel and staying the night and all that, staying for multiple days when UGA can't pay for this visit, I just don't really see that happening. I mean, he's been on the road a whole lot. He probably wants to go home and just kind of rest himself. So I would say that he probably just spent a little bit of time there yesterday to get some of those numbers. And he's probably already been in contact with our staff or, with our whoever to figure out, if we can kind of match that offer or if we need to go up on it. But like I told y'all yesterday, I don't think that's even going to be necessary. UGA is not going to pay anything what Tennessee has probably already offered Isaiah Gibson, in my opinion. But that is going to be it for this video. We got to get ready for the live stream is going to be coming up here in just a couple of hours. So thank y'all so much for sticking all the way to the end, and we hope to see y'all here in just a few. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, family, and other volunteer friends. We'll see y'all in just a minute. Thanks. Peace.